Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I can't believe you are here with me on Valentine's Day instead of making breakfast in bed for your sweetie or writing out personal Valentines you'll be hand delivering around your neighborhood. But I'm thrilled you're here with me today. So do me a favor today. I want you to answer one question, which is, what's your favorite thing to give somebody? All right, so you're going to type in, what's your favorite thing to give somebody? This should be interesting. And remember, we're a PG audience. Thank you very much. But for me, it's to make food. That's what I've always, for Valentine's, that's kind of my thing, is I will make something because that's very special for me to do. And it's special to do for someone else. And, you know, you have to have a real focus on what you're going to do. I could leave these on all day. I might. But I don't know. Is that distracting? It might be distracting. Oh, I like that, Mo. Beautiful red roses. Nice. Richard, a smile? Really? Seriously, dude? A smile? How does that go over? What'd you give me? I gave you a smile. You give me a smile every day. I want my money back. I don't know. That's always a happy birthday to our daughter today. That's nice, Tammy. I love that. Kelly, I'm glad you like my great glasses. Thank you. Just a point of information. I am as you know, I'm a Nordstrom shopper, and I was on there, I don't know, whenever it was their big anniversary sale, and I just had me scrolling, and there were these glasses that are normally $35. They were on sale for $5. I was like, I got to have these. As Patricia Fripp said, you've got to be one confident man to wear glasses like that. And damn it, I am. So I'm thrilled you're here with me today. Tonight's newsletter is going to be on 10 ways retailers are attracting customers back to their stores. I polled a lot of you, and you ended up giving me some really great ideas. And instead of me taking credit for all of them, I've incorporated them into a blog post that I hope you'll read tonight in the newsletter. And that will get your wheels spinning about how you're going to be attracting people back, because I think we are going to be in the throes of the roaring 20s for the next 2 or 3 years. And I'm sure there's a million people that you could read that would say it's the worst of times and we're all going to crash and die. And I am done with that. If you are done with that, please just type in, yes, I'm done with that. That would be nice. I'm over it. I'm over the doom and gloom. I'm over my well-meaning Facebook friends that want to just tell me that there's yet something else I should be worried about. I only have so much bandwidth right now. And my bandwidth is, I'm going to find the hope in anything that I'm doing. And that's why you're here today. And you're probably thinking, well, is he going to get to what we're talking about today? And funny you ask, I am. So we're doing something different today. I actually have been wanting to have live guests on my show for an awful long time. And I have a victim. I mean, I have a guest who'll be joining me shortly. But the thing that we're talking today is newsletters. Now, I send out a newsletter every Sunday night. Those of you who have known me for years know that I do it. I have 72,000 people on my list. And but they're bucketed, and I could talk about how I bucket my list, because there's only about 20,000 that are super engaged, and those are the ones that get something every week. Other people, I'll send it out occasionally, maybe once a month or once every couple, because quite simply they're not engaged, and the email servers start thinking that I'm spamming them or it's gray mail, and it's just not so good. And by the way, most of those people are Yahoo or AOL or those kind of addresses. And I have a whole post on, if that's you for a business, you do not have those kind of addresses. It should always be your name in the URL. Even if you're using Gmail, you can have it look like it's from not the retail doctor, that would be me, but you can have it look like that, but it uses Gmail. But it's really important to have credibility in sending, and who you send it to makes a lot of it. So grab a Post-it note, because I'm going to give you 6 tips on how you build a newsletter right now. It's very simple. 1, what's the subject line? Is it compelling? Do I give a damn? Am I going to read this or not? Is this forgettable? Is this something somebody did because they had to, or someone actually spent some time? Number 2, who is this from and what's their address? Really important. When I scroll down the email, I should be able to see your business address, the name of it, and all of that. That shouldn't have to be hidden. What do you want me to do? I should be able to get that really quick. What assets do you have to share when you come to your newsletter? And then what's your wording as you're writing this? Is it we and I, or is it all about you? That's a very important part. And last, is it from a real person? All right, so there you go. And today I am thrilled because I have one of our longtime Sales RX clients, Alex. Alex, and I hate to say it, I never quite remember what I have to add to your streak. There you go. Is it Job or is it Job? I never quite know your last name.
It's Job.
Job, there you go. Hey, give a warm welcome to Alex. Alex is here all the way from Pasco, Washington. He had to get up early on Valentine's Day and join me. Actually, because we're talking, I should probably take these off so it doesn't look quite so weird. And I'm thrilled you're here today, Alex. Alex has been with Sales RX for 5 years. He's, well, tell us about yourself. What is your business?
We are a long-running plant nursery. It's been in my family for 4 generations. This is year 81.
Wow, congratulations.
We got to cancel all of our 80-year anniversary events last year. So we're gonna make 82s extra special, like we're thinking.
I love that. I love that. Well, Alex took the bait and I said, who would like to do a newsletter review? And Alex said, well, how do I get over the inertia of it? So I'm going to go right through those 6 things and we are going to work this live. Is that fair enough, Alex?
That's fair.
And you're going to take some notes, right? Because that's otherwise it's pointless of us doing this. All right. So let's start off with, do you normally send out a newsletter every week?
I try to.
Okay. That doesn't count. Do you do it every week?
No.
Okay. Every 2 weeks?
No.
Okay. Once a month. It's fine with me.
Not at this time, no.
Okay. So Alex, the first thing we have to do is we have to schedule a newsletter at least once a month. Because here's the thing, the reason why you do a newsletter is because if you go dark for 30 days, they're going to become, your customers are going to be open to buying from somebody else. So it's not as important exactly what's in the newsletter as much as you just do it with regularity. Now I'm obsessive and I, do mine every week because I've done mine every week for 26 years. And it would be odd if suddenly I pulled back and said, I'm going to once a month, because then all of a sudden I'm going to drop out. People are going to look at it. So first off, when are we going to have our first newsletter, dude? When are we going to send this out?
Why don't we do this Friday?
Okay. What time are we going to send it out?
Let's do 5:30 p.m.
Yeah, that's probably kind of late. I'm going to say let's try 11 a.m.
All right, 11 a.m.
You need to play with it. I've played with mine. Mine, for whatever reason, Sunday nights at 6:30 works great for me around the world because people are getting a jump on the Monday, and I can see a lot of people open it in their browser, and then they'll actually go on Monday and they'll open it in their desktop. I would think for you the same thing. They might open it on Friday, but you're trying to get them ready for the weekend mentally. That would be my suggestion. But play around with it. So at least we're going to say this Friday. All right. So, what do you have to talk about? What do you think you could talk about?
Oh, there's lots. There's pruning tips. There's watering in the wintertime. There's, will the plants be killed by snow or cold? I mean,
let's try to find a hopeful way through that. Will my plants be killed by snow? That's actually a really interesting subject line. So let's play with that as our subject line.
Okay.
Will my plants be killed with snow? So what do you think you have to answer right away in that first paragraph?
Right off the gate, no. Actually, snow is good.
So you might even say, got you to open it. Let's cut to the chase. No, snow is good. It provides nitrogen. It does this and this. And while you're reading, so good. So that's your grabber. I love that. That would be very fun. I think it would be very fun. I love Alex's reaction. Nice, Tristan. So good. So now what do you think so let's think about it. So we're here in February. Now I'm in upstate New York. So realistically, the garden centers don't open here till spring. And even then spring they say don't put anything out till Mother's Day. So, because we're going to get snows and all things. When do people actually plant in your area?
We can actually plant like trees and shrubs year round. Annuals, we're kind of similar to you, as we need to be at Mother's Day. So we can actually go, well, we just took a hiatus with the snow, but you can get back to planting.
So let's think about this. This is February's newsletter. So we got February, March, April. In April, you'll probably talk about when you're opening, let's say, right? You're going to be opening, or you're not opening, but plants are arriving or something.
Yeah, what's coming in.
So let's figure that this is the week we're going to talk about pruning. In March, you're going to talk about you can still plant, get a jump. You can talk about planting trees and how important that is. And then maybe you're going to talk about cleaning up the garden to get ready so that's March, April. We're in February. March is the trees, and April is the cleaning up your garden. Let's take those as our main next 3 months. Fair enough?
Yep.
Does that sound reasonable for a gardener? That's what we talk about, because you talk about pruning tips, so that might be our first thing. So what do you want them to tell? What do you want to tell them? You think?
Well, basically, prunning's easier than what it appears. I mean, there's a huge stigma on that, and I found a collection.
What's the number one thing people are afraid of when you say it's a huge stigma?
Yeah,
we're afraid we're going to kill the tree.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And when to prune, how to prune. I've done a few videos, but I've also found a number of good videos on YouTube that can cover the things that we're not set up to teach.
Okay. So good. So I'm going to go on to, so we're going to talk about pruning. What assets do you have to share? So I'm going to share this with everybody. You're welcome. I'm going to share this, share the screen. So one of the nice things is that Alex actually participated in our Facebook challenge a couple of years ago, as a matter of fact. And can we show it playing while you guys are watching? Oh, we can. How awesome is this? So when we talk about assets, this would be a great one, because I think you're talking about planting, I guess, but I think you had a pruning one, and you said you've had some others, right?
Yeah, I've done a few, like ornamental grass cleanup.
Okay, so now have you ever embedded this in a newsletter before?
No, but I've seen that option in my newsletter thing. I can do that.
Okay, so for everybody, I'm going to show everybody how this works. So it depends on your own. Like, this is in our group, and it's a private group. So I can't really embed it. When I go to click these top 3 little bars up there, those little things, I can't embed it. So I have to actually go to the video, and when I click on that, bang down in there. But I'm going to go to the 3 dots right up by his name. Do you see that? That's like Job's Nursery. And I go over to those 3 dots, and there they are. And now I can embed. Now you can copy the link, or you can embed it. When you embed it, you could copy the code. And so MailChimp is who you use. If you have HubSpot, you do other ones, you can go through. But this is where you grab the code, and you can put that into a document. Doesn't matter while you're working on it. Because video, I'm gonna get out of showing you, if that's all right, my friend.
So that's fine.
All right. Because video, you're really a natural on video. And so you've already got that. And so what I would say is, let's look at this as let's look at 3 pruning videos you could do. You're going to have one about the grasses. Maybe you're going to have one about trees. And you said you're adding houseplants, I think, right? So maybe houseplants, or maybe one from some other ones. But let's consider we have 3 blocks of videos, and it could be for a specific plant, like apple trees, or it could just be in general pruning, and then it could be in house plants. The goal is that we're going to take this idea that do the plants die in the winter, and you're going to say, you can now transition to, well, plants are sleeping, and which is why it's a great time to prune. And here are 3 things you should be aware of, because if I get them to click that, then they've taken action. What you want in a newsletter is for someone to take an action. Does that make sense, Alex?
Yes.
So ideally, if I had my druthers, though, these pruning videos would all live on your website. That would be where I really want them. I don't really want to bring them back to Facebook, but because you're doing this within the next 6 days, this is better than nothing. I would be thrilled with it, because you've got them. Right?
I can always add.
You could always add. And again, on your website, you could say pruning tips and change that out. So for this matches March, so you've got those videos right there, because your goal really is to drive traffic to the website.
Okay.
But that's true for all of you, because why do you want to do that? Because Google is looking at how long do they stay on a website. It's not just that you have one. Is there a valuable information that they can have? So ideally, if we were to take this to your website, Alex, we would also take this and have it transcribed. You could use a company like SpeechPad. There's an app called Descript, which is like 70% accurate. It's not so great. You have to go in and change a lot. But you could actually have the video at the top, or if you like to read it, here it is. And now the SEO is going to come up because it understands, oh, there's a lot here. This is the reason why newsletters are so important, that it's not just getting it out to them, it's getting them to come to your website. It's not just to say, we've got a sale. Your goal is, I want them to take action with something that is valuable to them. Number 5, do you have any questions so far, Alex?
No, this is very helpful.
Sweet. So number 5 is we versus you. One of the things that drives me nuts is people's newsletter, I, we. It's like, no. You write this in there for them. So you want to be sure that you do this. And one of the things in your garden, one of the things that you want to see when you're doing this is your plants or your, is that a Zoom cat? Is that what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just making sure, my friend. Just be real careful of it and give yourself a couple lines to get into that video. So you're going to set them up, right? So if you're new to pruning, this is a video that I shot, and knowing you could just go do this today, or you could do this, it'd be easy enough to update it to whatever. But this is some of the pruning, and I'm going to go over like when to do it and to help make you not paranoid you're going to kill the plant. That would get me to read it, because it's like, yes, that's you know me. I'm afraid of killing the plant. And then you can say, for more advanced gardeners who are comfortable with it, pruning fruit trees is pretty easy too. Here's a video. And then you could say, but if you really don't want to go outside in the snow because it's so cold this week in the end of February, your houseplants could use a good thing too. And then you're going to wrap it up with something at the end that says, for all your needs, come see us, planting, maybe even have some planting dates. Like, we expect last frost is usually around May 1st for us. So don't be fooled to think you can go and buy pansies and put them in your garden on April 1st. You just have to replant them. And for all your tips, come visit us, something like that. That would be my guess. And finally, is it from a person? So when you're signing off, is it from Alex and Kathy? Is it from Jane? Is it from the Zoom cat? But if you can put a picture to it, if you can do something that it feels like it's a person who's contacting me, it's not Job's Nursery LLC, which would only be for yours, my friend. There you go. So does that help? Does that make sense, my friend? Yes. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. On Friday, I want you to make sure that you send it out. And when you do, then I'm going to ask you to post your newsletter on the Retail Doc site. Fair enough? Fair enough. I mean, on the Facebook page, not on my. Okay. That would be awkward. But I want to get retail sales training. Yeah, well, pruning tips are really important for Pasco, Washington. What? Good. All right, my friend. Well, thanks very much for sharing the love with me today. I hope that added value to you. How about a hand for Alex and being willing to join me? It is 3 hours earlier for him, so he had to get up much earlier and convince his wife to do toddler duty while he was playing around with me. Fair enough. Thanks, Alex. You're the best. Thank you, Bob. Thanks, buddy. Bye. All right. So one of the other ones of you had said, well, why don't you do a review? And you actually sent in your newsletter for me to review. And I hope, Third Rock, that you are here with me, because I'm going to review yours live to hopefully give you all some more pointers. Again, if you haven't written down those pointers, you should, because, well, otherwise, what the hell are you doing here? All right, so there you go. So I'm going to share this screen, and this is that one. All right, so, oh, Alex is still there, I guess. Guess we'll share that screen. All right, there you go. So this is the email that I am looking at. This is coming from Third Rock Music Center. The only thing about this version I can't tell is up at the top, and you can see it right there. That's where the subject line is. And your subject line is, don't open this. A new must-have pedal is here. I get that comes off like this will be funny, but I'm not so thrilled with this. This reminds me when I was in college and back in the day when I had to type our research papers. I'll never forget, I had to deliver a presentation. You had to deliver the paper for a conductor in a conducting class, and then you had to get up and speak about it. And I'll never forget, I had typed into mine, there were typos, and it was a pain to go back and change. I go, I conduct, not type. And I thought that was really cute. And my mentor was like, don't be cute. And so I would do the same. Don't open this is, like that old sex in all caps. Now that I have your attention, it's just not progressive. It doesn't really speak to my needs or why I'm doing it. So, by the way, I think Third Rock Music Center, you rock. You know that I love you. I'm here to help, not hurt. You did a great video, which I shared to everybody about how well you were approaching the COVID reopening. So just make sure we all get that out here, that I love them. They're great. And there's no problem. Subject lines are really not that difficult, Elizabeth. Here's what I always tell you, or tell everybody, is go down to your local grocery store or pharmacy or whatever, and go to the magazine section and pick up about a half dozen men's and women's magazines. So that could be Men's Fitness, that could be Home and Garden, doesn't matter. And just rip off the covers and now just riff on those headlines. So it's like 5 tips how to clean a floor. Okay, so maybe if I'm a music retailer, 5 tips to clean your instrument. Do you follow me? They've already done the hard work of figuring it out. And I am a fan of making it as buzzworthy as possible. So, you can, words like finally and amazing and those things can be helpful as well. But we're just doing and thanks for staying on for me. If you're still here with me, type in that you're still here with me, or give me some love. Let me know that you're there. Show the love, because this is going to be a little bit longer than some of my other ones, but hopefully you're finding value in. Oh, Elizabeth, you are here. You are the best. I didn't see that. So, all right. So view this. One other thing that's really great is you have at the top, view this email in your browser. I encourage all of you to make sure that's a setting in your email you can put on there, because a lot of times with mobile devices, it doesn't always show up right and it's garbled, or you don't have a responsive, what we call a responsive site. So that option lets us to open it and it will look much better on a smartphone or a tablet. So let's go through the subject line that I've thoroughly dished your subject line, Elizabeth. Who is this from and what's their address? So let's go down to the bottom. I don't know. This isn't from anybody. I don't even know the name of this business unless I look at the Third Rock Estate Services. I have no idea who this is coming to me from. So sorry about that. What is it you want me to do? Okay, it's February. I already know it's February. Thanks so much. How would you start a personal note to somebody? Wouldn't it be like, Dear John, or Hey Bob, or something like that? So consider adding personalization. It looks like a MailChimp. That should be easy enough. You just put in Dear or Hey, and then put in the field name, and it will go through your list, and it will put those names in there, and it just looks more personal. So we have a world with earphones on it. That's really high real estate to give that one icon. And February 2021, you've used up about a third of your needs to a lot of text. We can't believe. So there's we. Not so thrilled with we. Our breed love sale, how to save on guitar maintenance, also needs your help. If you love this, take a moment and answer 4 questions for us. So you're already asking, like, I want you to do something for us. You really want to provide value immediately with whatever it is. Here's 10 ways you can slice a cucumber, if that was your thing. Here's 4 ways to keep the kids busy on Valentine's Day while you're preparing to go out to dinner. I don't know, whatever it's going to be, but it should lock to your subject line, like that question. It's very much like a motivational speaker. When you ask a question to start off a speech, people are much more likely to listen to you, or a statistic. It's the same thing in a newsletter. So that would be, I'm not really sure. I get that you want me to take a pedal survey, except you have this giant guitar maintenance plan. And I'm supposed to, it's a CTA, which isn't really attached to anything until you come, then you read it. Maintenance is always free, but with an asterisk. So, and there's restrictions, and I can learn more, but I've got learn more up here. You have a lot of CTAs. That would be my other thing, Elizabeth. We have a lot that we're going through, and it just starts to, it's just like you're kind of vomiting on me. No offense, but it's just too much. I don't know what, Elizabeth, you're here with me. Do me a favor. What do you want me to do here, Elizabeth? Type in there. What do you want me to do in comments? That'll help me. What do you think the number one thing is that I should have done when I read this? That would be really helpful. Is it Alexander releases a new pedal in limited quantities? Is it a sugar cube? Is that the, I guess that's the logo. And then there's here, things get more interesting. There's a video with no explanation of what it is or what I get. Click on the links and go to our website. Yeah, but Elizabeth, but what's the one thing? Not everything. What's the one thing you want me to do? Because now we have a sale here for 6-string guitars. We've got some kind of consultation, and now you give away stuff. You're providing service to people who've lost due to declutter and downsize. We're asking for your help again, but you can contact us. So the key here is find one thing you want me to do. And then, you know, the ask is it's value added to begin with. Here's 6 ways to clean your guitar, or 4 ways a pedal or something. But these all have equal weight. That's what concerns me. They all have equal weight, and a lot of them don't really, they don't jive together. If your real thing is, why do I want a new pedal from these guys? I shouldn't have to learn more on your website or stop and try the pedal. What's the frustration somebody has when the pedal doesn't work? If you know that, which I know you do, speak to that in about a paragraph and prepare them, and then they're going to go across. But these random links, we don't know where we're going and what it is, right? So I click on that. I don't know, will that show up? And okay, so it's a product thing. Personally, if you're going to do this, I would much rather you went through and you shot the video yourself. Fair enough. And I'm going to get back so that you guys can see me instead of all of this, because I would rather you see me and not lose you. So just really be careful about what it is that you're trying to get them to do. Make them understand this is what you'll find. All these CTAs are the same color in black. And then MailChimp, for some random reason, is also black down here. But down here should be where your address is, should be, you know, from our team. This is, you know, Elizabeth and the team, and with your picture and make it look, but it's too much. I think if you could cut this in half and be of service first. I don't see of service here. I get that we should buy from you and take your survey and watch a video, and there's some kind of a sale, and then there's a bunch of other stuff. So I would just say, think of cutting it way down. That's your prime. That's like the first 15 feet in your store. That's where it's got to be a nice image. It should be fun. It should be different. I don't know if I can actually go through and, yeah, I probably can. I can go into here and show you what I'm working on right now, as a matter of fact. So this is what I'm working on right now. So my subject line going out tonight is what 10 creative retailers are doing right now to attract customers back to their stores. So that should grab you. You should be like, I want to know that. And then I'm going to go through and there it is. The headline matches the subject line. So you know what it is. And there's your name. And what do I want you to do? I want you to read on and learn more. There's no question. Then I'm going to have an interview probably here. I have to write one more thought. And then this isn't the greatest space. So you know, when people forward it, I've just added this so people can sign up themselves for the newsletter. But if they want to find out more about me, that's there. And if you want to find out more about me, there it all is. But it should always be easy. I'm going to stop sharing that now. There we go. It should always be easy for us to understand who is this from, what am I going to get from doing this, and you understand what's the end result. Yeah, you want to build your list. Yeah, you want to sell something, but keep it really focused on what you want to do, and then you can actually speak to the things that bother them about why they need something new before you say, and here's the answer, and then present it as, and here's the answer. Does that help, Elizabeth? My goal is to, again, be helpful. Not you. You both do such a great job. Should we send the newsletter weekly then? We send them monthly, but maybe it's too much. Oh, I love that, Elizabeth. So instead of driving yourself crazy and say, oh, we'll do it weekly, just start and do it bi-weekly, every 2 weeks. And just understand, lead with something that's helpful to their making music. Doesn't have to pay anything. It could be in print. It could be a video, but always serve first in that first third. That's important. And then if you want to share a testimonial or something, or you want to have a how-to or an event or something, that's fine. And then you have the sale at the bottom. That's great. But we are scrolling and we don't see anything by those first two. It's very much like Netflix. Zombies killing everyone in the world? No. Do a dog who can sing Polly Wolly Doodle all day? No. And you really like, has Amazon got anything? Because we only have 2 seconds here. So our goal is for you to do a better job all the way through. And Michelle is saying we should all do a before and after from this information from Bob. So many notes and ideas. Well, that's great, Michelle. I love that. So Elizabeth, here's your challenge, just like I did to Alex. So when you do it, the revamped version, Elizabeth, I want you to send me a note. You just bob@retaildoc.com. Let me know when it's there. And then I'm going to go through and I will do a little post. And if you could send me a screenshot of the before and after, that would be fun. But you know, here's the thing. We are all learning from each other. I don't pretend to say that I'm this guy up here. I'm just a running buddy with you. We're trying to figure it out. Things that I have found work really well. And if I can share that with you and you get value out of it, that's great. And you know what? If you get enough value out of it, then eventually you know someone that can hire me as a speaker, or you can find someone or an account that can buy Sales RX, or you go through and you recommend me to other people. That's basically why I do all this, which is the same for you. You serve first to be able to sell later. And so when we get these newsletters and we use all these crazy fonts and we don't really think about what do I want them to do? It's them, it's you, not me. And how do I keep this feeling more personal than impersonal? Then I think you can start to get results with newsletters. But a lot of people say, oh, it's too much work. It doesn't have to be a lot of work. The work is, what's the subject line? I've already told you the important part. Who is this from and what's their address? That's got to be there. What do you want me to do? Make it obvious. What assets do you have to share? What videos do you have? What blog posts? What things on your website that are existing can I embed so that they can go there? Because our goal is to get them to show interest in your website, to show interest there so that Google sees it. And so that if you use a company like I do, which is HubSpot, then you can start looking at how engaged they are, and then you match your content accordingly. And then, is it from a person? Making sure you sign off, like in Alex's case, making sure it's from Alex at Job's Nursery. Or you could use your whole name, but probably first name, maybe even just a scribble would be fine as well. So with that in mind, what did you take away? What's your one takeaway here? I'm going to stay on here. There's an awful lot of you here today. Give me some love. Let me know that you're here. What's one takeaway you've got? What's one takeaway you got from me today? What's one thing besides the glasses? I'll put the glasses back on for you. What's one thing that you got out of spending a half hour with me talking about newsletter? What's one thing? Write it in there, because if you don't write it, if you don't associate, it goes in one ear and out the other. So what's one thing that you got out of what I was talking about here today? Go. Type it in. There's a lot of you still with me, so type it in. Let's go. Ask and answer with a question. Oh, great, Kelly. That's great. Sue Ann actually doing this. Hey, let's start with the most basic. I love that. Cindy, consistency. Dawn, do less, but do it more often. Yeah, exactly. Diane, it's all about them. Alex, to be of service first, which I know you already do. We just want to put it in a new way. Roberta, to have more questions, right? John, to have that browser link so that they can go and click to follow through with it. Elizabeth, it's about the customer. Exactly, not about you. Brigitte, personalize with a clear CTA and not too many that look alike. Alicia, we are definitely starting with the newsletter. I love that, Alicia. Mary, to send the newsletter a day of week consistent. Yeah, exactly. Whatever you do, and you can play around with it at first and say, oh, this works very much like Facebook. Oh, this works better than that, or LinkedIn. David, that newsletters are key to driving towards the website. Absolutely. Tamara, love the trip about the magazine headings for your subject. I have yet to find a magazine that doesn't make, and if it makes me laugh, that's like a bonus. And then you also take a look at BuzzFeed. If you haven't looked at BuzzFeed, just go to their homepage one day and look at their headlines, and it's like, that's really over the top. That's perfect. Just make sure your creativity keeps it focused on what you want to do. You don't want to just shock somebody and they're like, I don't want to do that. But the language and the brevity of it is what counts. Susan, authentic and personal, signing your name. Philip, serving first. Exactly. You, not we, and not I. Amanda, I love the magazine titles idea. And Richard, I have been inspired. I'll do it starting short and sweet. Well, with that in, you spent a half hour on Valentine's Day with me. Remember, we're all just sitting around a campfire hoping somebody will listen to our stories. Make sure you tell yours, because when you tell your story, it gives other people permission to tell theirs as well. I'm Bob Phibbs, the Retail Doc. Let's have a great week, and I'll see you next week. And hopefully we'll get the results of Elizabeth and Alex on Friday when they send theirs out. Bye, everybody.